Welcome to the Gals Guide podcast. Join us on an adventure to get to know famous and infamous women from around the world. Each of our presenters has a pick. Is she ancient history? Is she breaking news? Is she safe for work? Well, that's up to each presenter. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Welcome back. I'm Jackie, and I'm joined by Katie and Leah. We are spending a year focusing on personal collective well-being by learning from women of history. This month's theme is movement and joy in the body. Leah already talked about Ginger Rogers, but before I share my pick, I want to ask a question about well-being. I want to know from you ladies, what does fitness mean to you as a woman?
I'm going to not try to groan first, but that's my personalness.
That's okay.
I will start with the awkwardness of my hips are broken in 3 places, and they have been this way since childhood. So running and fitness has always been a struggle. But I didn't learn that fact that my hips were broken and healed and calcified and all that until I was 35. So I struggled with fitness, not knowing what my physical body was doing. I was just trying to be stronger than my body and always failing at it. When I learned that, then I went, oh, that's why yoga was easier. That's why swim classes were easier. So had I have known that, I would probably have a different relationship to fitness instead of this shit gonna hurt.
Yeah. Oh, my word.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know, right? Yeah, a physical therapist brought that to my attention, and I went, that makes so much sense. But I am still on a healing relationship with fitness in general. We not friends yet, but I want to be. Katie, what about you?
I think that's an interesting question because I remember... I think it depends kind of the family you grew up in, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't have a very fitness-focused family. Mm-hmm. So my perception of fitness when I was younger was very much based on appearance. Yeah. And that was from women's magazines.
Okay.
And so any motivation I had to work out or do things for my body fitness-wise when I was younger came from the idea that I wanted to look more appealing. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm not naturally really inclined to be athletic per se. I always really loved swimming. I was on swim teams and stuff like that. So, but I didn't think about that as necessarily fitness. I felt like that was competing and being part of a team. So I thought it was like sports, whereas fitness was what you did to try to look attractive. That's kind of like just where my brain was.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like as a woman, I think that was like as a younger teen, that was the message I was getting. And then I feel like over the years, maybe I even kind of carried that into college. But then as I've gotten older, my thoughts on fitness have become like, what can I do? So as I age, I keep my mobility, I keep my balance. I'm not currently going to it, but I used to have a membership a long time ago to a community center around. And I'd see older people working out. And I'd be like, okay, so that's the goal. Like, this is why I need to work on fitness, or that, I need to go on WALKs in case people around this house are listening. And by people, I mean dogs.
I was going to say, you mean
for
dogs.
the fur babies?
I do mean, I do mean the fur babies.
100%. You got to spell it out.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just to try to, because fitness when you're older also equals independence. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think 100%. Right now at my in the present moment, also it means having like since I'm kind of an anxious person, knowing that I can make my body do what I want it to do. Like I feel strong enough to do that, the control. So I'm not, I don't work out, but if I did, it would be for knowing I'm strong enough to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, that's fantastic. That's absolutely. So your perception of fitness has changed over the years.
It has.
From what it was perceived as a child to as an adult. Yeah. Because swimming was totally fitness, girl.
Yeah.
It was fitness.
Yep.
And very good fitness, might I add,
Right?
Yeah,
no matter
you're
what
working
I do it
stuff.
you are.
now, and I'm like, holy shit, I cannot breathe. I mean, I'm taking my breath,
Good
but
for
I cannot
strengthening the
breathe.
lungs.
It's hard. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
fantastic.
Well, Jackie, what about
Fantastic.
you? What do
Uh,
you think of? What does fitness mean to
yeah.
you?
Well, fitness for me, I grew up with six brothers, right? And
Mhm.
no sisters. So rough and tumble all the way.
On
But
the daily, yeah.
surprisingly, yeah, on the daily. But surprisingly, like we honestly, like my brothers didn't really play many sports.
Oh, you guys had a
Like we all
team
did like
basically in some.
baseball.
Okay, there you
We
go. Yeah.
did. Like we kind of played together, right? So like I mean we played basketball, baseball,
Mhm.
street hockey, all so we would have done that like kind of growing up, but in regards to like when we went to school, oh no, it was girls for them and sports
Ah,
for me. So
I dig it. I like it.
yeah. But yeah, no, it was I suppose like I loved basketball growing up, and so that was kind of my thing. But basketball, swimming, but I was never like this fantastic athlete. I was never the fastest or the strongest, and I knew that, and I was
Yeah,
okay with that.
but you were still playing
I
the
was
game. You were
totally
still
okay.
doing the
I'm
activity.
great at
Yeah.
assists, let me tell you.
Yes, we all need that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think for my family, the women in my family, we do struggle with weight,
Mhm,
and we struggle a lot with water retention and stuff like that.
mhm.
So as I did get older, and that baby fat didn't come off,
Mhm.
it was it did kind of change for me in regards to I felt like I knew if I ran, then I could maintain my weight. But
Yeah.
if I wasn't running, then I felt like I was gaining weight. So
Mhm.
I suppose for all women, we do have those
Yeah.
frustrations when it comes to body image and stuff like that. But as I have gotten older, I've tried other sports, just for the crack, as we say here, CRAIC for the
Oh,
crack.
okay.
It's
Not
an
for the
Irish phrase.
cocaine. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Means for fun.
Got it.
But movement, right? And like I'll explain stuff later about what my husband and I actually do now with fitness classes, but that's for later.
Oh, sneak
Yes,
peek. I
yes,
like it. I
yes.
like it. Sweet.
But
Well,
let's go ahead and get in
yeah, who you
with
got
my
for
pick for the
us?
month.
Yay!
Of course, it's an Irish gal. Have to
Thank
do an Irish
goodness.
gal. Got to represent.
Love it.
So she not only helped to pave the way for Irish female athletes in the Olympics, but
Yes.
also pushed for continual support of physical education, PE, for not just women in universities, but
Mhm.
also for children in grade schools throughout Ireland. So, grade school, elementary schools.
Nice.
So, her name is Dorothy Tommy Dermody. She
Ah.
was born on April 26th in 1909 in County Tipperary.
Oh, Tipperary.
Her father, yeah, Tipperary. Her father was a ship's captain, and her mother would accompany him on his voyages, as would Dorothy and her two brothers.
Ah.
But during that time, there was a rule on the ships that the captain was allowed one female companion. And since her mother was traveling with them, they had to cut Dorothy's hair short, dress her in boys' clothing, and called her Tommy,
Oh, I love it.
so she could go on all the adventures with the rest of the family.
Oh, look at that. And on a ship,
Yes,
no
yes,
less.
yes.
We are back to pirates, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Sure. It was a sailing ship to start off, and then the steam engines. So yes.
Always be pirate.
But the nickname stuck. Obviously with her two brothers and stuff, the nickname stuck
Mhm.
throughout her life. Um, so her family later on had a horse farm and riding stables, so it grew her love for riding and hard work and rough and tumble, getting dirty. But as she grew, she attended Ling College in Dublin. And this college specifically was for physical education.
Oh, neat.
And so this is where, this gave her an opportunity to excel at fencing, lacrosse, squash, and diving. Like those were kind of her 4 main ones. She tried them all. She was great at them all, but she really loved that. The fencing was her favorite. The fencing, and she was really good at diving too. But so fencing and diving became her main events, and she was asked to represent Ireland in the 1948 Olympics in diving.
Nice.
So this would have been the first Olympics after 12 years post World Wars.
Okay.
Post the World War. So there was like a 12-year break between the Olympics. So she accepted, but then later on, as it got closer, she requested to change her event to fencing.
Oh.
They granted it.
Nice.
She had won national titles, left, right, and center for the fencing and diving. So she kind of had her choice.
I like it.
So in 1948, she was one of 5 women to participate that year, Irish women. But she was the only one and the first one to ever compete as an athlete.
Oh.
The other 4 were there for an arts competition. Obviously, that no longer takes place.
Yeah, I forgot they did
So
have arts competitions as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea about that. I was like, that's fascinating.
It's part of the changeover of the World's Fair. So the World's Fair were starting to be too expensive. And so they're like, well, what if we merge a little bit of the arts fair type of things into Olympics? And, and neither of them end up staying. But yes.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, so I thought that was fascinating. So she was the first one to actually compete as an athlete, in something other than the arts.
Nice.
The first Irish woman. So, but she was also the first Tipperary woman to ever compete in the Olympics in any of the events. Sweet. So that was fantastic for her. Yeah. Now she didn't make it past the first round in fencing.
She was there.
But that did not deter her from, continuing on and winning other national titles and competitions. She would be a major influence for Maeve Kyle, who would turn around and be the first Irish woman to participate in the track and field events in 1956 Olympics.
So she paved a way,
so
opened
a
door.
She paved the way for that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
inspiration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that Maeve Kyle, she went on to several other Olympics as well, like continued on. Yeah. And so it was a huge inspiration for her.
Hey.
But outside of her Olympic participation, she was a PE lecturer at her alma mater, the Ling College in Dublin, and then was also, this is interesting, games and gymnastics mistress in Alexander College.
Ooh, yes.
Now, here's a little confusion thing. So Ling College would have been for like what in the States we perceive like a university, like over 18, right?
Okay.
So like adults. College, the term college can also be used for high schools here.
Yeah. It's like a specific vocation or something like that during high school can be a college.
Yeah. Exactly. So the Alexander College was actually like a high school.
Okay.
It was like a girls paid fees, college. So nice. Or high school kind of thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she was the games and gymnastics teacher. Mistress is what
I
they
like
call
mistress
them at the time.
better. I always like I love headmistress. I always love that term. When we did the O'Hara Training Academy, I was like, I am the headmistress of O'Hara Training Academy.
There you go.
Just we need to bring that term back when it comes to teachers.
There you go. I like it.
Teenagers could handle that.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, Jen.
Oh, geez. Well,
I am the student's mistress. Oh, wait a minute. That note to mom would be awkward.
That would. Oh, goodness. But that is where, when she was mistress, that is where she had Maeve Kyle as her student.
Oh, so there's a direct connection. It's not so much she didn't just see her perform. Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah. So that was her direct connection with her. But yeah, she dedicated her life and hobbies to helping make sports of any kind available to everyone. Because she really saw that importance of it. Mm-hmm. And so after she left Alexander College, she later became the secretary for the Dublin Wine Society.
Ooh.
And there wasn't much information about that.
I like this career, though.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
Obviously, it's a lot of drinking, and I approve.
Yes.
It's the
A lot of
next
drinking.
step.
But I mean, it gave her the it's the next step.
It's the next
Straight
step after a
from,
career
the
with
Olympics to the
children.
wine society.
Drinking.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
It's a logical step, right?
I
Logical.
understand it. I encourage it.
But it did open up opportunities for her. She was able to make the connections that she needed. And she wanted to continue to fight for physical education in schools.
Yeah.
And so she led campaigns to install playgrounds in all the grade schools in Ireland at the time.
Nice.
So, I mean, she really pushed for that. Yeah. And succeeded,
It's a good goal and a good legacy, too.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And so she was able to get obviously with her connections, able to help fund it and implement it and everything. So
Nice.
I thought that was fantastic. It was fun to see.
Drinking can do powerful things.
Yes, absolutely.
They can build connections to build playgrounds, right? You never know what it could lead
Once
to.
again, that's a logical step there.
Well, even beyond physical fitness, all the research that I don't think they knew back then, I know they didn't know back then because I feel like it's, more recent. Maybe they knew. Anyway,
So this was in the 50s, 60s,
I'm muttering,
yeah.
but yeah, of even younger children learning so much more from play.
Yes.
Yeah.
And having that playground equipment, it's hitting the physical, but the learning through playing with each other, the learning to get along, it provides all of those opportunities as well. So that's huge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And that's what she wanted. That was like her passion, to help create programs of all different things, like from swimming to hockey, like field hockey here, anything outside of the normal GEA of the hurling, camogie, and Gaelic football. She was trying to help bring about those other interests.
Kind of like a well-rounded kind of physical experience, physical education. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Absolutely. To also just give options for people. Because, I mean, not everybody's a runner or a basketball player.
Not everybody's hips work.
Exactly.
Right?
You know what? Swimming might have been a little bit better for the hips. You know?
Exactly. Who would have known?
Yeah. So she was on, it's the children's RTEs. So RT is like our national program, like, I guess it'd be kind of like PBS.
Oh, okay.
NPR and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So she was on the children's radio program giving on-air swimming lessons, like talking through how to swim and everything.
On the radio?
On the radio.
That's so cute. I like it. Yeah, that's a whole nother set of skills to be able to explain swimming.
That is.
Only using your words.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose it helped because a lot of people give her credit for where they're at in their sporting careers, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see the influence she had, over the years. But so there wasn't much more information about her actual personal life that I could find.
That's fair. Some people get to be private.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's fairly private. There was a few vague references of a partner later on in life, Count Cyril McCormick.
Gotcha.
So he passed away in 1990, and after he passed, she actually took his last name. Aww. So then she was known as Tommy McCormick as opposed to Tommy Dermody.
Gotcha.
Not sure. I don't think they actually got married. I was trying to find that. I couldn't find anything about it.
It could be in memory, in tribute, in honor of, just a way to remember every day. Yeah.
Yeah, and for him, from what I could find on him is I do think he did have a previous wife and 3 children. Gotcha. But even in Tommy's obituary, it mentions the 3 children, not saying they're her children, but saying she's sadly remembered by these 3 people. Yeah. So
a family unit in some way.
Yes.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fair.
Exactly. But yeah, so then on March 9th of 2012, the 11 surviving athletes of the 1948 Olympics team, the Irish Olympics team, were honored in Dublin at a special medal giving ceremony.
Aww.
So only 11 were still alive
living.
at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
She was 102 at that time.
Damn.
Like 102.
That's
yeah.
crazy wonderful.
Absolutely. So she did not travel to the event, but she had family members accept it on her behalf. But then she passed away peacefully a month after that ceremony.
Aww.
And she was like 2 weeks shy of her 103rd birthday. But very peacefully. So yeah.
She lived a long life.
A long life. Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe fitness and helping people is a big part of that.
And wine. You can't forget the wine.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And wine.
But it's really cool because not only Maeve Kyle, but many Irish female athletes to follow credit, her influence on their lives and for their own successes. That she really made an impact. Once again, paving that way, especially for the Olympics. So like even kind of showing, so it went from Tommy to Maeve to like another huge athlete here. I mean, just you can see the timelines of them just from one coaching to the next.
And then who will be the next
beautiful.
after that? And then the next after that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, so obviously her influence, on Irish women's participation in not only the Olympics, but in all other national and international competitions was incredible and far-reaching. And then also for her to push for all the grade schools or elementary schools to have playgrounds is a legacy worth leaving.
Yeah. And both.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, of course. Helping to live to be 103.
I know, right? Yes. We should all be so lucky.
Yes.
Katie's also like,
she's like, meh.
It is going to hurt if I live to 103. I will just say it now. But I want it for everybody who wants it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. But it's great to see like all the aquatics and athletic programs around here in the country for the kids are just so deeply ingrained in the culture now that she helped start and had been a huge part of instilling just that the physical education. That was her passion.
And that it's maintaining. Like, you know what I mean? She's no longer with us and it's still going.
Yes. Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely. So obviously there's an importance of movement throughout our lives.
Yes.
Starting, from as a child to well until our final breath.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then even like for my husband, here we focus our fitness programs to accommodate for the later years. And kind of going back to the beginning of our conversation. Yeah. Yes. There weren't very many programs tailored for what we call the over 50s. Mm-hmm. Coming out of the pandemic lockdown era. Yeah.
There was a need. There was a void.
There was a need. A void. Yep. Mm-hmm. 100%. Like the kids programs, they came back very quickly. You know, parents are like, get the kids back into their things,
They also probably wanted them out of the house. Like, please, they need to go somewhere else, please.
Yes.
So there's that push.
Definitely. And I'm sure it's the same over there for you guys too.
Yes. Can the kids go outside yet?
Yeah, which is important. It was important to get them, back socializing and stuff. Those are key times in their lives, But for the older population, like for nearly 2 years, they were just told to stay inside, don't socialize in your normal groups, even though you have the vaccines, like take extreme cautions. So there was this fear that was just being instilled in the older population. And after speaking with several of our friends who would fall into that category, we heard them just, talk about how the fear of the socializing, they wanted a safe place to come together, but they didn't know what to do. Yeah. Right. So we're like, look, let's tailor our fitness classes to that. you know, let's get together, you know, socially, you know, spaced and all that.
Yep, exactly.
But then bring back that in the early years, it was bringing back like having a time to do a workout, but then have teas and coffees and the chats, you know, something to come together. And so that's what we did. We created, we call it the over 50s fitness classes, and all ages are welcome. You don't have to be over 50.
That's just who you're designing it for.
Impact.
Yes, exactly.
We're not getting on the ground. We are not getting on the ground.
There you go. Perfect.
But we work on the mobility, balance, strengthening, breathing exercises, everyday stretches, you know, getting you ready for pre or post surgeries, for knee replacements, hip replacements, all that fun stuff. So a lot of it's tailored that way. You can stand or sit, like I do them seated. My husband Sean does them standing, so you can pick and choose, mix and match.
And
go at your
if
pace.
your body changes too, like if you are a pre-surgery or post-surgery, you're maybe one at one point, and then you know I'm almost set for the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's how we brought a full circle. From the kids to now we focus on the over 50s. What is it, over 50s?
Yes.
And it's body mind. It's both.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's working that body, but also that socialization and that, taking away isolation and even fear to a certain extent. Because even though we're not COVID times, we can still get scared of getting sick from one another.
The flu this year has been rampant.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Well, I love that you even say fear, Leah, because and that Jackie said over 50s, but everybody's welcome, because I know I was always curious about yoga, but intimidated. When I did have that community center membership, the first class I tried was gentle yoga, which was mainly people over 50, over 60 retirees. And I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yes.
It was just like, give me an exercise where I can mainly lay on my back, please.
Right.
And I mean, I know yoga can get super intense and it can be really, really hard, but gentle yoga is my speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're my people. But if you want to get into exercise and you're not fit, there's a level you might want to start at.
A starting point.
Yeah.
It's important to have those levels, and it's knowledge you have, Jackie, of being able to make modifications that keep you safe when maybe you don't have the muscle to support your knee joints or your hips that you need to build up to do full range of motion safely. So it's critical to have that kind of class.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, it's so much fun. Like we have a blast because we have anybody from, so I think our youngest that comes like not regularly, but pops in with her grandma is 16, right? So, so she'll come every now and then, but, our oldest she's 96, right?
Sweet.
So we have that whole age group. And she does some of the stuff she does standing, some of the stuff she does seated, and they just know, go ahead and have a seat. I will follow suit. I'll sit down and you'll follow what I'm doing. And it's just been so much fun to also hear like the stories, the feedback that comes back, where these ladies were like, I've never done a fitness class in my life, or I've never been, active, and they love it. And they come twice a week because we go into the community centers around here.
Yeah.
So in the different villages. So we're all about meeting them where they're at. And I can tell you, like, a lot of, because I was searching for some for my mom in the States, I found several local community centers that do tend to offer, like you were saying, the gentle yoga or something more accommodating, active retirement.
Yeah.
So you're seeing more and more in the States, I think, those types of classes being offered as well.
But I don't think
it's very important.
Probably typical at like your standard gym. I mean, I'm not a gym person, so I can't say for sure, but I'm guessing it may not be a typical offering.
They're going to be more of a community center than what is known as your gym membership.
Yeah. I mean, some gyms might do that, but none that I would have been familiar with in the States. And even here, like the gyms here, they don't do that here either. Like it's more community center kind of oriented stuff.
Well, even if they do, now that I'm thinking about it, because I was looking at swimming at a gym, they might have gentle water aerobics, but it's going to be like one time a week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not
It's
as frequent.
You may not have it like you were saying, Jackie. You have classes two
Yeah.
times a week for people that come in with
Yeah.
you. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's some they'll come once or twice, or like we go 5 days a week in different locations, so they're allowed, like they can pop in at any of the
Right.
locations, and they love that too. Like, oh, I can't make it this day, I can pop in that day. So we've seen that, but just, one thing I like to emphasize is that, they say movement is key, and it's like, it is. It's like if you got a rusted gate hinge, right?
Mhm.
And it's just rusty. You move it, it's going to eventually loosen. If you
Yeah.
WD-40 it, it's going to
Yeah.
definitely loosen.
Right. And I believe that WD-40 is wine and alcohol. Am I right?
Yeah, well, that works too. Absolutely. A little lubrication.
I mean, it
Mhm.
generally wears off after a night, though. So
It does.
yeah.
Well, you might be a bit sore the next day.
Right. Then you got to do more movement. And
Yeah.
Right. But that is it. And so, like, what we tell our groups is that a lot of these little exercises that we do, even something simple like calf raises, right? So you're coming up on your toes, you come back down, and then you actually raise your toes. So you're getting your shins as well as your
Yeah.
calves. It's a balance back and forth. And
Mhm.
we say, when you're waiting for the kettle to boil for your tea,
Yeah.
just do 10 of those. When you're waiting for the kettle to boil, just do
Mhm.
this.
You
Just
just
simple things you sprinkle
ingrain it
throughout the
into
day.
every day. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of that movement.
Mhm.
If you're sitting there watching TV for a while, you just do a few of those calf raises,
Mhm.
pump those. It helps with the circulation, bringing it back to the heart.
Yeah.
And then little by little, like you don't have to go out and run a mile or anything like that,
Mhm.
you know.
You don't have to train for a marathon.
kilometer.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But that's some of the key things we say is, little by little. With the stretching we've seen, like our first group, many of them were in their 60s when they started with us. That was nearly 5 years ago. So they're 5 years older. They're touching their toes now when we stretch.
Oh,
They're
look at
5
that.
years older, but they're way more flexible than when we started. And so
Yeah.
it's that kind of thing that little by little, by
Yes.
little.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start where you are. Yeah.
Little bit of movement.
That is beautiful. Well, thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for, sharing Dorothy Tommy with us.
Absolutely.
Tommy Dorothy.
No, it's
I
my
like saying both.
pleasure. Yeah, Tommy Dermody.
Yeah, there you go. Tommy. I like it.
Yeah. No, she was an absolute joy to kind of research and just to see. I wish there was more about her, her personal life, but I understand
That's
some
okay.
people like to keep it private.
Yeah, she did a lot of things that you can that you can take with you on your journey. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, through her work, you can learn about her life. Through her, you can kind of gather that personal life of what was important to her and where she put her time.
Jackie just wants a deep psychological dive. She's like, crack open that mind. But
I mean, that degree in psychology
super
does come
cool.
out too as well.
Yes.
There it is.
I get it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, she was great. Well, will we wrap it up?
Wrap it up for us. Yes.
Perfect. So that wraps it up for us this week. Join the Gals Guide podcast next week as we learn more about movement and joy in the body. Thanks for listening.
That's another woven thread into our personal and collective well-being tapestry. If you loved learning about women's history or are looking for some self-care, discover even more community and care at galsguide.org. Until next time, keep sharing women's stories.